Where are you going? Hi, I'm Piers. That's Andy from Me and My Golf, and it's the Impact Show. Continue to watch this video to find out what on earth he's doing. Let's take charge of your game. You've joined us on the 18th tee at the Asprey, and it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Very
It's
nice.
Nice and warm. Nice outfit, by the way.
Thank you.
What's your favourite colour? So, obviously this month at meandmygolf.com is all about irons. Now, maybe it should be every month, because more stats that we're seeing now are suggesting that the irons are the most important thing when it comes to reducing your scores. Of course, chipping is important, putting and driving, but irons, if you can hit the greens, you're going to reduce your shots better than any other department in your game. So we thought we'd talk about the 3 must-dos. So something that you can take out of this video that will allow you to improve your ball striking, because that's what it all really amounts to, doesn't it, Andy?
It does. Look, striking the golf ball solid with the irons is key, and it's often overlooked by a lot of golfers. So we're going to talk about the 3 things, but you might need all 3. You may just need the one, and one of the drills could really help you on the golf course. Okay,
and we're actually going to use Body Track here, which is a pressure mat, to help highlight a couple of these things we're looking at. So the first thing, Andy, is posture.
Yes.
So let's just go through some bad things that we see in posture and how they may affect.
Well, first thing is, I think it's really important that we've got the Body Track here, because these are the things that allow us to sort of get feedback on where the weight is on the feet. So having the weight through the middle of the feet is really important. So we want an even spread between the front and the back of the feet. So this is going to highlight that. But what we see, Piers, is often golfers get too close to the golf ball, a lot of flex in the legs and a lot of weight in the heels. And when there's a lot of weight off the middle, front or back, we tend to see a lot of movement towards or away from the golf ball. The posture changes a lot, and we know how that influences centeredness of strike. And look, we want to hit that center as much as we can, and if we're in a poor position to start with, too much weight on the heels, we often move forward. We're generally going to find that hosel. Or if somebody's too far away, I'll just knock the ball off there, somebody's too far away on the toes, it's really going to help, or hinder them really, should I say, to actually make a good turn, use the ground efficiently, and they're going to be off balance a lot. So finding that center point and balance on the feet is just crucial to be able to repeat a consistent strike.
Okay, so there's some of the things that we obviously see when people are struggling with this. And, you know, the thing, as Andy has said there several times, the strike, you know, hitting it laterally across the face, so heel and toe, stopping that posture is a big part of that. And obviously it governs the arc that you swing the club on as well. So, okay, what are we kind of looking for as a good neutral base for posture?
Okay, well look,
and I'm assessing you.
You're assessing me, perfect. So first of all, we've said where we want the weight. What's going to help us get the weight in the right place is really the distance we're away from the golf ball. So if I take my golf club, get it up in the air like so, and just let the golf club sort of relax and lower so my upper arms are lightly touching the chest, I'm going to create a good hip hinge forward from the lower body. Now from here, a great thing to check, if you either video yourself or you can check in the mirror, is if I just address the ball here, what we want to see is that we can see, if I drew a line vertically down the back of the triceps, it should just pass in front of the knee and go through the toes. This is going to enable me to get that nice balanced posture that we see, that's going to help me get to a repeatable impact, which is what we want. If we're too far away, you can see that line now is going to pass well in front of the feet. It's going to be very hard to get back to an efficient position.
Okay, let's just go into a good position and actually hit a shot then.
Okay.
And you were just slightly on your toes when we did that one, so maybe just be mindful of that when you hit this next one.
Perfect. Could well be in, Piers, actually. It could be the first hole in one for me.
I do feel that these shows are all about you trying to get your hole in one.
They are,
Can we just
definitely
help golfers get better, please?
They are.
Right then, Andy, we've done posture, weight shift. What are we talking about with this, and what problems do we see?
Look, at impact, the best players in the world, they have the majority of the weight into this lead leg with an iron. So if we can get our weight into the lead leg like so, Piers, it's going to help us get this slightly downward attack angle, get the low point more after the golf ball, which we know is so important for striking the golf ball. Now, whether you are somebody who loads the weight into this trail leg in the backswing, or whether you are someone who stays a bit more centered, either way, we want you to get more weight and shift into this leg a little more, because that's going to help get that low point and attack angle up that we need.
Okay, so, and look, we see it a lot on this hole here. What sort of things do we see people do from here? I mean,
especially with the water
the opposite
there.
of what you said, obviously.
Exactly, yeah. So with the water there, we get to the top of the backswing. We almost might want to try and help it in the air. So leaving the weight back up to try and sort of hit up and hit the golf ball up is going to create that low point here. An attack angle which is quite close to 0 or even up. Get the ground first, maybe a thin shot, and maybe a duff in the water, which you don't want in this situation.
Hit me one. Just hit me one. Let's see what we get on the
old
one or a good
one?
A bad one first.
Okay,
a bad one first.
I'll leave the weight on the back leg. We're going to see some height on this one.
And look, that's a nice strike, but as you say, quite high, not very penetrating. Oh,
just
it's a
made it
yard
over.
over the water, a yard over the water. So you can see by doing that, it just doesn't make sense that that's a good thing to do, but we just see it so often. That's why we're talking about it. So we need a drill, obviously. How can we get a drill to get into a good weight shift?
Well, we could go really technical in this, but we're going to go something that's really simple. And especially in this situation, you can use this when faced with a hazard in front of you. And we are going to simply look to ensure that we can get the weight into this lead leg at the point of impact. We're going to focus on what we do after the golf ball. So I'm going to make a practice swing here, and all I'm going to do is to walk after it like so. And this is going to really help me get that weight moving to the lead side. And as I'm swinging through, I'm going to step after the golf shot.
So the drill is actually walk after it. And it's actually interesting that a very famous golfer does this. So actually, question time, more of these questions coming at you. Who does walk after the golf ball often when they're hitting a shot? So post it down below and we'll pick the first one and we'll pin the comment on this video.
Okay,
You're going to do it now,
I'm going to
yeah?
go for the walk after, Pierce, and this is really going to help me, as we mentioned, get that ball followed by the turf and the low point after the golf swing. Now look at the difference in height there. I mean, that's right at the flag as well, that one is.
That'd be a good hole in one to get.
Ooh,
Right in
nice.
line, right in line. And look, the good thing I like about that is, as you said, the low point is going to be after the golf ball when you do that. There's only one problem.
What?
What about if the hazard starts here?
That'll be fine.
They'll walk into
I'll
it.
swim.
Right, third and final tip. What are we talking about?
Well, we're going to talk about really the follow through, Pierce. What happens past the golf ball? Because again, we talk about what happens past influences impact.
Yes.
So we're really looking at impact and through the golf ball. And one of the things that we see amongst golfers is a poor impact where the lead arm breaks down. We create a lot of loft through the golf ball like so. The shaft's
Bad wrist
leaning back,
angles, which we spoke about last week.
poor wrist angles. And then this leads to this sort of breakdown and the separation of the elbows through. And the club is almost closer to my body here.
Exactly.
Pierce.
Just hold there. So obviously a lot of people will see this as a chicken wing, and we call this the follow through, by the way. Not all the way up there. That's the finish for us. This is the follow through. Okay. So I mean, look, that's a pretty poor position. We don't want to be there. Where do we want to be?
Okay, so we want to really keep the left arm and right arm both fully extended post impact. So you'll see post impact here, both arms are fully extended. The club face is turning somewhat, is closing, which is really important. But what you'll also notice at this point here, club is far away from my lead shoulder, but look, the weight is again on the left side as well, which is key, as we've already talked
And
about.
you're absolutely right. You've definitely got more pressure in that lead leg than you had before. But a good thing with this as well, if I were to pull on that club, there's not a lot really of any sort of, it's not coming further away from your body because it's already very extended through the golf ball. I like that.
Oh, I can feel that on my left leg
go.
there, Pierce.
All right, so we obviously have to have a drill.
Yep.
And it's from one of our friends, I believe, isn't
This
it?
is from actually Sean Foley. He calls this set to point. So we're just going to do a very sort of a half swing drill almost, where you swing the club back, you set the club, and then you're going to swing through and point the club towards the target. Now you'll notice here at this point, weight's on the lead side. I've got my arms fully extended and the toe of the club is up in the air. So really key for two things we wanted to work on, weight shift, but arms extended through the shot.
Okay, so hit this one for me, and I'm actually going to ask you to freeze your finish for me, okay?
Okay. I don't know if I can reach over this water, Pierce, with this drill actually, but we'll
Might be
see.
a little bit harder.
Half swing, set to point.
Hold there. Beautiful. Now, the reason we get people to hold in this position is so you can evaluate. Have you done a good, did it go in?
It went about 8 feet away left actually.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
So
Didn't
still
go
a
in,
long
though.
one.
Still haven't got one yet.
Haven't
no.
got one yet.
But we can see here that him holding this position is giving him a full evaluation. Has he done a good job? Has he rotated the pelvis? Has he extended his arms? Has he put the pressure into the lead leg as opposed to doing the bad one? So I like it. Good feedback as well from doing that drill.
And
Really good.
probably the best strike out of all of them, because I'm really getting into this lead side. I'm focusing on getting these arms through. It was a lower ball flight and probably second closest.
And I would say it's a culmination of all the drills you did, because maybe all of them helped you. Okay, so look, as Andy said earlier in the video, this is really, you haven't necessarily got to do all of those, but these are three very common things that we see that people should be doing with their irons. Now look, if this video has helped you, if you've had any value at all out of this video, please hit the like button. It allows us to reach more golfers and keep creating these videos that hopefully help you.
Yes, and also we've just launched a coaching plan, an upgraded coaching plan, turn your slice into a draw. If you're somebody who struggles with slicing the golf ball, we've got a 4-week plan live on our website right now that we will guide you through to hopefully turn that slice into a draw.
Now, if you want to get free access to watch that coaching plan, plus hundreds of other great videos that are definitely going to help your game, go over to meandmygolf.com, click the link in the corner, and we'll see you there.